Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back with another video, and today we're going to be watching a video from Lost in the Pond called Comparing British and American Christmas Traditions. So today is December 16th, meaning we are 9 days away from Christmas, so I thought it's a perfect time to watch a British versus American Christmas video. Make sure you subscribe to Lost in the Pond. He makes awesome content regarding what has been lost in the pond between the UK and the US. Make sure you subscribe to me as well. Hit that like button. Comment down below any suggestions you have for the future. And join my Patreon if you would like. The link is in the description. But let's get right into this. And also comment down below what are your plans for the holidays. But yeah, let's go.
Okay, so one of the chief comments I got from you Americans is that the cracker pull just simply wasn't loud enough for Americans. So we're going to move it closer to the microphone. Cheating in a way, but on 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Hello, I'm Lawrence.
I'm Tara.
And we're on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America
lost in the pond.
What are you doing? It's my catchphrase. And today we're going to be talking about some of our own experiences from our individual countries surrounding Christmas. You did it again. We know the lines in
I think
advance,
that's his
don't
wife. Pretty sure.
Whatever. So I've been married to this one now for how long has it been? 11 years, right? We've celebrated quite a few Christmases together. But before that, of course, Christmas was still a thing in our personal lives. So let's talk about that. What were your experiences growing up in this here United States?
Well, sure. As an American, we were very car-centric. So a lot of it revolved around going and seeing concerts in the family vehicle, going and seeing the Nutcracker Ballet in the family vehicle every single year.
Well, you watched it from the car, or you drive to the venue and watch it?
Right.
Okay, just got to make that clear, because you can watch things from the actual car, including the houses lighting up.
I haven't gotten there yet, okay?
All right. You cut me off before, just doing the same thing to you.
So yes. So you go to the Nutcracker Ballet at some point in the season, whenever, the local dance company is doing it, because for whatever reason that's happened a lot in my life. There's been a local dance company doing the Nutcracker Ballet. On Christmas Eve,
I can relate.
We decorate cookies for Santa, and they're usually sugar cookies with a lot of different Christmas themes on them, with Santa Claus and reindeer and snowmen. Then we leave them out for Santa. We usually got a set of pajamas for Christmas Eve, or something that was kind of pajama-esque, so maybe a robe or some slippers, that kind of thing. Let me know in the comments below what your personal Christmas traditions were, because I don't think that that's something that every household does.
I didn't get that.
But anyway, we would always get pajamas, and we'd get one small gift that we get to choose from under the tree, and we would open that, and then we would go and we would look at the lights in the car again. We'd all pile into the van and then go and look at those Christmas lights. Sometimes, play the radio Christmas music that went along with the lights, and that would really be it. So we'd come back, we'd put those cookies out for Santa and go to sleep, wake up. There'd usually be like one big gift for each of us, or maybe like a group gift from Santa, and we would open all of the gifts and spend the entire day in bliss just playing with our new toys.
Well, so that part's on Christmas Day, though. I mean, you were saying you got actual gifts on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, we would get to choose one from under the tree, or sometimes there would be like a specific gift that they'd want to give us the night before.
I would love to know, as Tara would, whether there are other Americans who did that, or indeed other British people, because that's not been my experience growing up in Britain. So,
Okay, I never had gotten a gift on Christmas Eve. You always have to wait until Christmas Day.
So then what were your traditions?
what, for Christmas Eve?
For the entirety of
Come
Christmas.
on.
How did that all unfold?
Okay, so this might be just my family, or it could be a Grimsby thing, or it could be a British thing. Haven't looked it up in advance, but what I can tell you is Christmas Eve was largely reserved for just watching basically Die Hard, which is a Christmas film, but an American one.
Even as a kid, though?
Especially as a kid. So what we would do is we'd watch film after film, usually Die Hard, usually The Sound of Music, because that's Christmassy, isn't it? And then we'd fail to get to sleep. That would be, because we'd be waiting, not for Santa Claus, for Father Christmas.
They're two different things?
Well, here's the thing. So nowadays, they look exactly the same. They are essentially the same being. One, Santa Claus lives in the North Pole, right? Here in America. Father Christmas lives in Lapland. But the thing is about them, historically, they were actually sort of different people. Santa Claus, of course, came from St. Nicholas, or was it Sinterklaas, the Dutch saint. And Father Christmas has a sort of different background, but in the sort of late 19th century, I think it was, or early 20th century, they merged after the American creation of what we now see as Santa Claus in the red and white. Father Christmas became the same thing, and now they are.
Huh.
Yeah, you learn something new every year.
So then I guess if you say Father Christmas and Santa Claus now, though, it's interchangeable.
Oh, it's interchangeable. I mean, we do use the term Santa and Santa Claus there too. That's that. But we do the same things, although we don't. What do you leave out for Santa?
Cookies.
So we leave out mince pies. So these are Walkers, not the crisp company. It's a different one from Scotland. And mince pies are, well, they're my favourite Christmas treat, I suppose, from Britain. They have some currency here, usually. I mean, you can get them at World Market, and you can get them at our house if you don't come round. Let's test these. So what do you think?
So in the United States, let's talk a little bit about that currency. We did used to use mince pies in, 12th night celebrations in the same way that the UK did. Mm-hmm. That changed. I think it may have gone out of fashion with the fruitcake. And the thing is, fruitcakes are still made and eaten every year. And I believe that large mince pies, like a full pie that has mince in it, is still popular around this time with specific households traditions, because you can still buy mince meat here. Not with meat in it, although that would have been a traditional pie, a mince pie that is, here in the United States and in the UK. But now it's just like all of the different seasonings and the different fruits. You can buy that in a jug here in the United States, just like you can buy mince pies ready-made in the UK.
So would you say that mince pies have something taste-wise in common with fruitcake?
It is made primarily of dried fruit, which is what fruitcake is as well. It's dried fruit with a lot of spices, and then it's made into a cake, a Christmas cake. In fact, the British Christmas cake is usually a fruit cake that has a lot of booze in it and is fed the booze over a period of months and then is iced on top. Now, the American fruit cake, our version of that, is just the cake. Like, we don't usually decorate them in the same way that you guys would decorate your Christmas cakes, but it is essentially the exact same thing. This, of course, is that, but in pie form.
So Americans could really get on board with this, I mean, honestly.
They did.
They did, but they can again, is what I'm saying. They can, they can make a comeback. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, if we all embraced mince pies, it would be easier for us to eat them every year because they'd be less expensive.
That's true, because they do cost an arm and a leg, and I do mean leg. But speaking of alcohol, what have we got here? What's this?
So this is an American tradition, if ever there was one. Eggnog.
Right, so an eggnog.
Oh, I hate the taste of it.
It's not alcoholic, is it? But I sniffed this a moment ago, and I did get a good whiff of ethanol.
Certainly, historic eggnog would have been full of booze in order to preserve it for long enough to be able to drink it.
Oh, really? So that would have been the historic reason. It wasn't because people wanted to get sloshed.
I mean, I'm sure that there was some of that too.
Okay, well, because I found out last year that the word eggnog actually comes from Britain. It's actually an old English-derived word.
Well, nog is, for sure.
Nog, yes, specifically the nog part. And that's interesting because the drink itself has some elements of an English history to it, but it's nowadays I would think of it mostly being similar to advocaat, which I think is a Dutch drink, and is also egg-based. You've had some of that, I think, haven't you?
I have, and when you mix it into a drink, which you call a snowball, right?
Yes, you do.
It's very, very different, actually, from eggnog as we know it. But the advocaat on its own isn't actually all that different from eggnog.
Either way, you get a lot of protein, because it's egg-based. So what do you reckon about dipping mince pies into eggnog?
No.
It would be a bad idea.
I want to see you do it.
It's a terrible idea, but I'll do anything for live television.
This is not live.
That's true.
I can't even imagine that would be that bad, because, I mean, we're talking about a crust that may have some egg in it. Probably not, but you never know. And we're talking about, mince pie, which has the same spice, essentially, as eggnog.
Yeah, no, it's actually a terrific combination. It's just, there's lots of crumbs in my eggnog now. So those are just a couple of the things that we do at our Christmases, but I think now is time to open a couple of cards. What do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. We know that the holiday season is something that's deeply personal, and we also know that both America and Britain are big places. So it would be really interesting for us to be able to read what your personal holiday traditions are.
That's
because
awesome.
Whether you celebrate Christmas or another holiday, whether you do the same things as us or do something completely different. We want to know what those things are. We're just really interested to see how much all of that collides.
Absolutely, and while I'm opening this, I'm going to quickly recount another tradition that we did merely in our household back in England. This was not an English thing, I don't think. I found out later on. It was actually something that my parents came up with, and that was called tea time presents. And at tea time, which is in northern England, dinner time, we'd open another set of presents, kind of like what you did on Christmas Eve. It was great, especially when you were a kid, because you'd open all your morning presents and you completely forgot that this was a thing. And then your mum surprised you with stuff, and it was the best thing ever. So thanks, Mum. But again, nobody else does that in England, apparently.
So we're talking about on Christmas Day you would do this.
You
on
wait
Christmas
until
Day, you know, you're tired, you've done all the present opening, and you've had a few drinks. Well, I mean, not as a child. Maybe sometimes. And it was great. You got an extra He-Man figure.
Well, that reminds me a lot of A Christmas Story.
Which Christmas Story?
A Christmas Story.
Multiple.
No, the film, A Christmas Story.
Oh yeah, that one that we didn't really get in England, that everyone loves here.
Because, I mean, it wasn't at tea time, it wasn't at dinner time. So, spoiler
Oh,
alert.
yeah. The kid shoots his eye out. That's what it was. I know what she's talking about now. And he gets the gun last minute. Oh, I just spoiled
In
it.
A Christmas Story at the end, he gets his rifle after all of the other presents have long since been opened.
Films that we didn't get in England and vice versa. Or at least films that I didn't watch as a kid. Didn't see It's a Wonderful Life until I was about 26.
Right, because
Damn.
I sat you down and made you watch it.
Yeah, but that's not to say
They are a
people
good
haven't
couple.
seen it in England, though, I've come to find. Although I think that Americans cherish it as one of their own, of course, because it is.
It's about as American a story as you can get.
Do you think that Love Actually is probably the sort of most well-known British Christmas one? Or would you throw in A Christmas Carol there, even though there have been so many different versions?
I mean, I think A Christmas Carol is the most well-known story, but Love Actually is definitely either derided by some people, which I don't understand, or it is lauded. In our personal tradition, of course, we watch it most years.
Yeah, she makes me watch it every year. And
It was one of our first dates.
there really was nothing else to do that year.
So I'm going to read this. It says, sending a wish across the miles for a magical Christmas to Lawrence and Tara from your aunt and uncle.
Alan and Elaine, thank you. I have two of them. That's amazing. What is written on the back?
Oh, that's really
That's
odd.
different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, so I just went all high pitched there because I don't know how to open it. This is ridiculous. Look at that. It doesn't open.
Santa's stuck inside the
Look at
card.
Father Christmas. He's stuck. He's vibrating. Don't. And I don't know how to get him out. That's fine though. I think it just stands up like that.
That's really odd.
You turn it like that. Look.
Well, that's why it says it on the outside.
I get that now.
Oh.
And he just sort of stands like this. That's all right. That works.
I like that.
That's from Mum and Dad.
I like it.
Amazing.
And then we have one other, and that look, it says brother on it. So I suspect this is from my brother. And it's traditional, just opens like that. And to Lawrence and Tara from Chris. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Chris.
Yes. Do you know what I realised we didn't do?
What?
We didn't toast our actual drinks. We toasted our mince pies, which is weird. Clink. Well, we do have a couple of other things here that we want to get through, and one of those you've seen already during Vlogmas, but we thought it deserved another round because a lot of you hated them. And I want to give it a second chance for all of you. It is the Christmas cracker.
Because, of course, this is something that we do every year now.
Okay, so one of the chief comments I got from you Americans is that the cracker pull just simply wasn't loud enough for Americans. So we're going to move it closer to the microphone. Cheating in a way, but on 3, 2, 1. That was really hard. What are they put in these? Concrete or cement?
Well,
Anyway,
you won.
I did win. I can smell it. Oh, I love that smell. It's amazing. It's like when
It just smells like a firecracker.
or when you blow out a match.
Yeah.
It's really good. Anyway, I've got a joke inside. A number of you did point out, quite rightly, that I did not tell the joke in the last one. So I have one here. What did the clock do when it was hungry?
I don't know. What?
It went back for seconds.
So
So it's almost like I wrote these.
You got a game.
What's the game?
Bro.
It's like a little ring toss.
Looks rubbish.
It doesn't have a stick.
That is very rubbish. Very
It's a
rubbish.
sad ring toss.
Probably flew somewhere. And there's the crap hat. So that was that. All right, well, that was fun. We do have a couple of other things. Don't go away just yet because what have we got over here?
So this is one thing that we've realized is a tradition for both of our countries. and this is
Stockings.
Stockings.
It is, but I didn't really do this as a young adult. I think my mum did put stockings together when we were younger.
Sure, I mean, like as an adult, we don't really put things in them. As children, we both had the stockings, so we still have stockings as a decoration now.
This would be decent footwear here in Chicago.
I mean, right?
Especially since I put on weight.
Which is, of course, where this tradition originated, is, you know, hanging your wet stockings by the fire. And then, yes. Yeah, and usually, like, at your bedpost or, again, above the fire to dry, that sort of thing. And then Santa comes and...
So, I suppose the real question is, what are we going to stuff them with?
Nothing.
Good.
There's one more thing that you haven't talked about in terms of the British Christmas Day celebration that I'm kind of surprised by.
What's that?
Christmas dinner.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose the thing is that Christmas dinner in Britain isn't vastly different from how it is here. You have the sort of the meat, and then the veg, and then, you know, a few other side dishes. But I think the key is it's very typically turkey that we have as the meat, whereas you mostly reserve that for Thanksgiving. Of course, you will have turkey. Some people will at Christmas, but some people chicken or other types of meat as well.
We have ham almost exclusively.
Or ham. But so we do all of that, and of course we have the desserts that we spoke about, so mince pies, Christmas pudding, which is amazing, and I haven't had in ages. And that's that, and it's really nice, and you get so filled up that you fall asleep early, which is great, because then you get to wake up early on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, and you have never really celebrated that in this country.
Yeah, we don't have that.
No, you don't. Most of the Commonwealth countries do. Canada has it, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, but you've just never really embraced it.
I wonder why.
Well, number of reasons, but that's another video for another day.
Oh, well, that about wraps it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we have
wraps it up like a gift.
Things we could say, but we want to let you get off to your Christmas celebrations. I've just realised that's not for another week.
And we also want to know what you do to celebrate Christmas or whatever holiday that you choose. Let us know in the comments below.
In the meantime, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that
hit that subscribe button, guys. Alright, that was comparing British and American traditions. Like I said at the start of the video, please comment down below what you are planning to do for Christmas or for whatever holiday you celebrate. I just want the comments filled with different like plans and stuff. I love that, reading through those. But yeah, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Honestly, there's not too many differences. There's some cultural differences, but overall, all the main things are pretty similar. You know what I mean? So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. If it's near Christmas when you're watching this, Merry Christmas, and yeah.